Werner, and I'm gonna tell you why I started out with Werner. So during that process of like once I got my CDL license and I was considering starter companies, because like once you out of school, like you're considered a new driver. A lot of the good trucking jobs are not going to take you because like the insurance issue with being a new driver, and then you still need the training. Like a lot of companies don't want to do the training, they just want to throw experienced drivers in the truck and get them rolling. So you had to pick like a starter company. So I had my options. I got a clean background, good driving record, so I had a lot of good options when it was coming to like training companies. Like, and for those who don't know, like what the training companies are, we're talking about like Warner, Snyder, Swift, like just to name a few. So I had my options. I'm like, dang, like, what do I want to do? Like, so we had a job fair. I went to Allstate in Philadelphia, PA. So that's the best trucking school that you can go to because you actually learn how to drive the truck. Like, when you get out of that school, you know how to drive the truck. It's a longer process. I think I was in school for about 8 to 10 months. But we sat in the yard practicing all day. We messed up a lot. Like trucking, you tend to learn from your mistakes. So when we're in the yard practicing and we learning from our mistakes, we learn a lot just being in that school. So once we hit the road, like most of the drivers from Allstate are like most like successful drivers. But anyway, back to my story. I don't have my options. I'm like, okay, what I'm going to do? I got kids. I got a wife. These starter companies don't really pay, so you get like a training salary. So at the time when I'm looking through my options, I'm like, well, who pays the most? And it was Warner at the time. So I'm like, well, I'm going there. Like common sense would be like, okay, if I got bills to pay, of course I'm going to go to the training company that pays the most if they're going to accept me. So I put my application in with Warner. They accept me. So I go to go work for Warner. And man, if I tell you, bro, I got a rude awakening, like just walking into trucking. Like I'm like, you can't make this stuff up, man. Like the experience that a new driver got to go through is horrible. Like it's very horrible. But they put you in a hotel. They got me a bus ticket. I got on the Greyhound. So this is when Warner was in Allentown. Um, so I got a Greyhound ticket. Got on the bus. I was kind of nervous. It's my first time being away from home. They put me in the hotel. I had a roommate, and you don't know your roommate, so it's just like hopefully you get a cool roommate. But from what I can remember, my roommate was cool. He was from North Carolina. He was cool. So, but this when you're a new driver, they treat you like you're a new driver. Like they treat you like, okay, you know, you're just an option. Like at this point, so you gotta prove your worth, especially going into Warner. So I get to Allentown, PA. We go through the orientation. I know we get breakfast at the hotel. I'm not sure if they got us lunch around that time. If they did get us lunch, it probably was like a snack or something. I don't think that at that time. I know they do lunches now, but back in them times, like it was like you was on your own, so you had to have some money. Like when you come, you gotta have some money on you, and then that's like kind of tough on a person who like they got their CDL, they probably didn't have no job, and they're just going to a company and they're just trying to, finish, get to that first paycheck. But anyway, Warner was paying me $600 a week. I'm there. We go through orientation. I think we do like a driver's test, like a road test. So we drive around. We do backing. yeah, we do everything. We do a lot of the stuff on the computer, like the orientation stuff, like, setting up your direct deposit, things like that. So you go over your pre-trip, all of that stuff. They like the onboarding process. So after that, now you got to go with a trainer. After you're done everything, like when you're a new driver, you gotta go through their training program. So at that time, it was so many hours. I think it came up to be like at least 3 months. I know they shortened it now, but it was 3 months at that time. So you have to go into a trainer truck and live with that trainer on the road for 3 whole months. Now, I don't know about you, but I like my own space. Like, and being in such a tight space with another person from a different city, different personality than you, sometimes y'all can't relate, and you're in trucking, which is very stressful, especially a new driver trying to learn the ins and outs of trucking. It could be very tough. But I don't like smokers. I don't smoke. I don't like smoke. Like, it gives me a headache. But they was telling me if I picked non-smoker, I was going to be waiting. And I'm like, bro, I do not want to be sitting in a hotel every single day, bored out of my mind. Yes, I'm still going to get paid. I'm getting paid to sit in the hotel. But I'm a truck driver. I want to jump in the truck. So they telling me if I pick non-smoker, it's going to be a while. I'm like, no. Then I had to suck it up. I said, no, give me a smoker. So the guy comes, my trainer comes and picked me up from the hotel. So it was cool. I just got my check. I think I waited like a week. I just got my check, so I'm like, all right, I can go buy me some stuff that I need to survive, like on the road. So I got my water, like a pillow, some slippers, like the whole nine. So just so I could be comfortable while I was on the road and getting to meet him. So I'm from Philly. My trainer, he was from Pittsburgh. So that's like upstate PA, and I'm from North Philly. And just because we're in the same state does not mean that we are the same. Bro, it's a total difference. Pittsburgh people are different than Philly people. That's all I'm going to say. Respectfully. That's all I'm going to say about that. But he was a little different. But he was cool at first. He was a real cool dude. He was just a trucker. All he did was drive. He was around my age. At the time I was 27, 28, one of them. But he was around my age. He had some years of experience. And he was telling me his trucker stories. Like, he was like a real trucker. Like, he stayed on the road. He didn't have any family or anything. So he just was on the road. So I said, better for me. Cool, because he's not going to go home for home time. So now I can get my hours out the way, and I can drive and get my hours so I can get up out of his truck, because I want my own truck. You know what I mean? So, oh man, we're driving. I'm doing really good. He's telling me I drive really good. I had some issues with turns, like turning a little too fast sometimes, but we kind of fixed that. My back end was good because I went to All-State, like I said, so he was amazed at my back end ability. But I'm like, that's all we did at school. Like, all we did was practice on different back ends. So the back end part was really easy for me. It was like the right turns, like here and there, I would have issues, but once I figured that out, I was cool. So now we're just coasting through. Like, everything was good. Yeah, everything was kind of cool, like, but then, like, I don't know, like, what was up. Like, he was a little weird. He started getting a little weird. So I guess this was him trying to, because I was breezing through the training a little too easy, he started being weird. Like, he would know, like, certain stuff. Like, we'd go to a stop that he'd been through before, and he wouldn't tell me that the GPS messed up around that area. So now I'm driving around in circles and circles and circles, and he knows this though. He knows this information. I'm going off of the GPS because that's what we're supposed to do. We go off of a truck GPS. Like how am I supposed to know? I'm from a whole different state. And we're in Chicago somewhere, and I'm just riding in circles because the location of this warehouse is the GPS is wrong. But he knows this because he's been here before. So he experienced this. But he's messing around with me now. So now I'm taking this personal. I'm like, bro, like if you know, because he finally told me. And I'm like, bro, like, why are you playing? Like, this is not no game at the end of the day. Like, this is a whole truck. And you got me driving around in circles looking for this place, and you know where it's at. And when you could have easily just told me where it's at. Because you're my trainer, so I'm trusting in you to guide me to where I need to go. So I'm like, okay, I see what type of time he on. So now he started being a little bit funny. So in our truck, I'm in my sleeper right now, right? So this is the top bunk. It's just folded up. I use it for storage space. But when you're driving, when your team driving, and I was with my trainer and he was driving at this time, I'm supposed to sleep on this bunk, the bottom bunk. He made me, because I didn't know, he made me sleep up here while the truck was moving. So if you want to know how much sleep I got that night, bro, I got no sleep. No sleep. And I'm just sitting there. Just like, then he's driving crazy. So I'm like, bro, I'm not used to this. Because I'm not getting no sleep. Now I'm getting cranky. I'm like, that whole time he drove, I did not sleep until he stopped and went to sleep. Because he didn't drive for long. He was like real lazy. So he pulled over, go to sleep, and then I'm able to get some sleep. But I'm still feeling a little cranky, and my clock, it was time for me to start driving. So I felt like I didn't get enough sleep. So I'm like, all right. He already irked me with what he did in Chicago with having me driving around in circles, knowing I never was going to find this warehouse because the GPS kept saying it was somewhere that it wasn't. And everywhere we would go to that spot, it wouldn't be nothing there. So I'm like, I'm already on edge with boy. Like, I'm trying to be respectful. I'm a really, really, really nice person. But one thing I don't like when the people play in my face. Like, I just don't like it. I don't like when people play in my face. See, I come from North Philly where all, like, disrespect we was throwing hands. And I really was at the point of throwing hands with this dude. He really wasn't going to see it coming, and I'm trying my best because he's starting to be a little funny. And he did a lot of other stuff too. But I'm not even going to get into it. But he was just being really weird. So I'm like, okay. I'm trying to get through this training program because I have kids, I have a wife. I'm trying to get into trucking to provide for my family. And he's my obstacle right now because it's like he could call dispatch and tell them, oh, I'm not ready. Even though he seen me doing good. If I start getting on his bad side, he could say anything to these people. And now, when I go back, now I'm set back again. Now they might send me out with another trainer. And I started realizing that. I said, you know what? I'm like, I might have to get off of his truck because I feel like I'm not going to make it if I stay on the truck with him. And he would say stuff to me like, yeah, man, you don't really need to be on my truck. You're good. But then he'll be a little weird, like a little like backbite. What's the word I'm looking for? Backbiting. That's what I'm trying to say. So like I saw him, like he got out the truck and messages popped up on the tablet. So At that time, we was using Qualcomm, but they got these little tablets now. But and that's how we talk to dispatch or messaging like from safety and stuff like that. So I seen a message. He was talking about me to the dispatcher. He's like, oh, this guy, he's a good driver, but he has an attitude problem, stuff like that. He don't listen or stuff like that. And I'm like, I stopped listening to him when he started playing these games. I'm like, bro, now I'm doing stuff on my own because I'm like, nah, because I feel like you're trying to set me up for failure. You know what I mean? So, I think I blew up with him one day. I think we both was, I was in the passenger seat, he was driving, and I was so ready to go into his mouth. Like, I was ready. Pause. Not go in his mouth. Pause. No Diddy. But I was really about to punch the boy, right? Like, listen. I don't care. I got a boxing background, all of this stuff. But when you start, I was younger at the time. I still was filled with a lot of trauma and anger. And I'm up here like my family future is on the line right now, bro. So boy's about to. I'm talking about. I'm saying now. I'm gonna give it to God. But listen, boy was about to get it. So we blow up, whatever. Next thing I know, he takes me to Werner has a terminal in Texas. They got 3 terminals in Texas. I forget exactly which one that he took me to. I think it was no, I don't know. It was close to Dallas. So he drops me off. He tells me that I'm staying there. So I take all my stuff out the truck and I go into the hotel. Werner has a hotel in their facility, and the one that's in Texas, they have a hotel inside of the facility. It's a really big facility, and he drops me off there. I go check in my room. I remember the room by myself, and I kind of fall into like a depression because I'm like, now I gotta go with another trainer and all of this stuff. So I was just trying to get it done and keep it moving, jump in my own truck, test out, and just keep it moving. But things happen for a reason. So I'm just in Texas. I'm in a hotel. I'm depressed. I'm staying in a room. Only came out the room to eat. I lost a lot of weight. I would go to Wendy's. There was a truck stop nearby. I would go there. There was a lot of girls in this hotel. I'm married. I was married though at the time to my ex-wife now, but I was married, so I didn't really care about the girls, but it was a lot of girls there. And I remember my roommate coming back to the room and he was like, yo, the girls downstairs asked like, why don't you come downstairs? And I'm like, I just looked at him because I was depressed. I was homesick. I wanted to be home. I was like kind of tired. I'm like, I was in nursing before. I'm ready to go back. I'm like, I don't got time for this. So they send another trainer, and that'll be my part 2 story of my bad experience with trainers. But that first trainer, the more my story about Werner is back at that time, and I know a lot of stuff probably changed. They probably got a lot better with the training program and stuff like that. But my experience with my first trainer was horrible. And could I have done some things better? Yes, I could. I'm going to take accountability for what I did, because yes, I could have been a little bit more chill. I could have let him do what he do. It was his truck. But who I was at the time, I'm just like, nah, bro, like, we're not doing this. Not going. I felt disrespected. I'm like, I'm not going through this because of how I was raised. Like how I came up, you don't take no disrespect for nobody. And and I just wasn't trying to, like, I was trying to take his leadership, but when he started playing around, I'm just like, no, now you playing in my face. So at the end of the day, my Werner experience, when I first started, because I stayed with them a little bit longer after that, and I actually got another trainer, and I'm going to get to him in the next part. But this is part one, man, and this is no trucking, man. So Werner is a good company to start with. Let me just say it. But everybody's story is going to be different. And you got to, like, your story, make your story at the end of the day. Everybody gonna have different experiences, and it all depends on who you run into and who you work with and who you around, from safety to your dispatch to even the type of account that you want. It's going to be different. So, but that's my bad experience with a trainer. Part one with Werner truck, and I'm actually back at Werner. So, and I'm an experienced driver, so of course it's a lot better for me right now. But Werner is a good company, and it's tough. It's very tough when you first starting out. I'm going to tell y'all that now. It's tough, but hang in there. Don't be like me. Learn from my experience. Humble yourself. Do what you need to do to get through. Get in your truck and don't look back. Alright? Get in your truck and don't look back. Alright. This is part one. Part two coming soon. It's your boy, Truckin' Now. Get at me, dog.